Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, as always, to another episode of Morning Momentum. This is Virtual REI Rundown. A couple things, guys, before we get started today. We've been talking about how you can get your business off the ground virtually, doing wholesaling, getting started. And like, we actually have a project going on in Florida right now. It's our first virtual flip, which we're really excited about. And we're going to be breaking that down later on in this process. But this is going to be 30 days. If you're just tuning in, this is day 8. It's going to be 30 days as us breaking this business down to actionable items that you can actually do to get started. So cutting out the fluff, there's going to be no things that we're going to be holding back, okay? Just real stuff that you can do in your business. Now, of course, you know, perspective-wise, this is for folks who are just getting started, right? So if you of already doing 5, 6, 7, 8 deals a month, then, you know, hopefully you can still get some value, find some perspective, and, you know, implement these things in your business. But ultimately, this is geared for people who are just trying to get started. You're trying to pick the right market. You're trying to find the right list. You're trying to get a deal done. And a lot of folks have that limiting belief that it's like, oh my gosh, will people actually sell me their house on the phone? Well, reality is, guys, you don't want to keep those limiting beliefs around because they do, right? You don't want to keep those beliefs and say, well, I guess I just have to meet every single person. Look, there's people who've been doing this business, REI and wholesaling. They've been doing this business for years. They've been doing this business, and they still feel like they got to go in person to get a contract. And that's just simply not the case. I felt that way too. I felt like I needed to go belly to belly with a seller to feel like I was going to get the best price. And then I realized with COVID last year that, you know, hey, we got to change the way we do this thing if we want to stick around. And I quickly realized that this can certainly be done over the phone, and it helps us be faster, right? We can send out more offers. We can talk to more sellers in a shorter period of time rather than meeting every single person. Then when you come to that realization, you're like, dude, I can do this anywhere. And now we've been able to grow to the point where virtual assistants do it for us, right? They do it for me. Matt Beard doesn't have to make every single sales call. Actually, Matt Beard makes close to 0 sales calls a month. I'm there to help the team out if they need someone to go to an on-site appointment to meet with the seller. Maybe they're a little tricky. Maybe it's an interesting situation. Maybe the seller's old school and they just want to meet someone to get a contract signed. Hey, that's what I'll do, right? That's a high-level activity that I can still take care of. And it's super easy. Typically, I go over and it's like, hey, so no, you already talked to such and such, such and such. Are we going to be doing this? Right? So my job is easy. And I have like an incredible closing percentage because they're already closed before I go. So we've been able to build out a system to where not only is this done by folks, not myself, but they're not even in America. They're in the Philippines, and they do a crazy good job. So that's the path. That's what I want you guys to see, and it can certainly be done. So over the next 30 days, we're going to be breaking that down. But before we do that, and before we go into more and more details today, and I give you another action item, I want to remind you guys, if you have a virtual assistant, and hopefully by this point, you've seen my virtual assistant action plan. You see this series. Hopefully by this time, you understand, like, dude, I need to get a virtual assistant for my business if I want to grow. Now, you're going to need a budget. We talked about what to do if you don't have a budget quite yet, if you don't have money to spend. But if you do have money to spend, you're like, I'm ready to grow and get my prospecting off my shoulders. I never made a single cold call, and I am not afraid to admit it. I had great virtual assistants from the beginning that I was able to work with and train. So, you know, over this period of time, now that we have obviously Filipinos closing our deals, there has been a lot of training. There's been a lot of development that's had to take place to get people to that position, regardless of wherever they're at in the world. It just takes time, right? So tomorrow, we're doing a free virtual assistant training. Some of the most skilled VAs on my team is going to be joining me to help train your VA. And if you want to join us, please, the page will look like this. I'm going to share the page with you guys. Before we get started today, I just wanted to make sure to remind you guys, please go to startvirtualmembers.com/trainyourVA, not the webinar, blah, blah, blah registration. That's just that automatically generated one here. go to startvirtualmembers.com/trainyourva and get them signed up, because we are limiting it to 150 people. I'm not saying that because it's like, oh, I want you guys to sign up. Literally, I can cap it at 150 people, because that should bring us about 200 VAs. So there'll be about 200 virtual assistants on this call. We're going to do a ton of cool stuff. We're going to be doing going over our newest scripts. We're going to be doing a call calibration. We're going to do a role play. We're going to be providing coaching to the VAs, and we're going to be doing breakout rooms. So we can do partner shares and group shares. It's going to be a ton of fun. Last time we did this was March 28th, and we had a great turnout. So I can't wait to see what that looks like this time too. But that is free. It's actually tomorrow. So if you want to join that, please have your virtual assistant or yourself go to startvirtualmembers.com/trainyourva. Get them signed up. It's completely free. I'm not going to sell you anything. There's no sign up here, and we're going to sell you something later. It's literally free. And anyone who attended last time will tell you the same thing, and their VAs had a great experience. So get your VA on this call, man. It'll be a ton of fun, and I'm excited to share that and do it again. We're going to hopefully be doing these at least once a month. Sometimes it turns to once every other month. It's been a crazy May, but I still wanted to make sure to get it in, even though it is the first week of June now. So hopefully you guys do not miss this opportunity and get your VAs on that call. So that's the first order of housekeeping today. Hopefully you guys are doing good. What's up, guys, on Instagram? Happy that you guys are joining us. Hope you guys had a great weekend and a great Memorial Day. I don't know about you guys, but who worked on Memorial Day? Who else here worked on Memorial Day? I probably had one of the most productive days on Memorial Day yesterday, simply because there was like no distractions. I was able to work. Most folks took the day off, went to the lake, went swimming, went and spent time and, all these barbecues and stuff. We went over to Pace's house last night and we had a good time, right? But for the most part of the day, we were working. And I know if you guys are watching this, you were probably working too. Did you guys feel that? Do you feel like maybe just less distractions yesterday from all the people who aren't that serious? Sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you're a business owner, you work on the holidays, right? There are times where I have to keep my phone on me, because there's never a time that I'm not there to help solve a problem for my team. Sorry, that's just the way it is, right? So had a great day yesterday and hope you guys did the same. We're getting some momentum, and we're going to make shit happen, especially this week as you guys are learning this virtual REI program and like the steps to take. Yesterday was crucial. That was so big. Hopefully you've already started reaching out to some wholesalers in the market you want to market to. So, now you have this list. We talked about that last week. We talked about pulling the list using batch leads, and now you have that list. But before you actually start spending money to market to it, or you physically pick up the phone and call them, right? TTP, before you start physically picking up the phone to call them, like a good measure is to go ahead and build relationships in that market so you have boots on the ground. It's important. You don't need to have people that you pay, right? But one of the fastest ways to break into a market virtually is to find someone who is doing a ton of deals in that market and JV with them. And you bring value to the table. You're going to learn a lot from them. And you bring value to the table by presenting them opportunities, right? And then at the same time, as you build that relationship with the wholesaler, you want to build a relationship with a badass real estate agent. So that was yesterday. Go back and watch that one if you guys missed it. So today we're going to talk about, what do you do with your leads, man? Now that you start marketing, now you have a relationship. What do you do with your leads? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown of what happens initially. And as we work through this week, I'll give you guys a step-by-step process. But so when a lead comes into our CRM, you guys see this is Bomb CRM. Okay. When a lead comes through here, right, it comes in as an opportunity. It gets presented into this app by what is called a web form. Okay. So this is what we give our VAs. So our VAs don't go into our CRM unless they're a lead manager or sales. So don't worry about those terms right now. Don't worry about a lead manager and what in the world that is. And don't worry about acquisition team and what their jobs are quite yet. We're going to get to that, I promise. But today, I want you to understand that our normal cold callers and texters, they just use a web form. So anytime that they have a lead, they're pushing that lead through here on a web form. So, Matt Beard, here's my phone number. I don't know if I'll leave it there. Email, Matt Beard, right? Whatever. And then my address, 25 priority, marketing method, qualifier, qualification notes. This is what is entered into the CRM. Okay. It could be 123 Main Street. It can be, whatever. So first name, last name, property address, and I'll explain the importance of this stuff. Typically, guys, we don't get the email on that first call, right? But when our cold callers call out, they're getting the 4 pillars. It's very simple. I spoke to John Smith. John Smith's number is 480-55, whatever. Priority level, because this is how we track our leads. In our particular system that is personalized to us, I just do 1, 2, 3. But in this system is hot, warm, cold, which it all works the same. The idea is we want to be able to segment our leads, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So when our cold caller talks to them, like, oh my gosh, John definitely wants to sell his property. I got this one for cold calls, right, from cold calling. So this is important so we can track the KPI of where that lead came from, so we can see how much our cost per deal and cost per marketing method to make sure we're spending our money efficiently. But don't get caught up here on your KPIs if you're just getting started either, right? Ultimately, you don't have any data to base it off of until you get a deal. So don't spend too much time on systems, guys. I promise you it's going to bog you down. It's not going to get you to where you want to go. Who got in this business because you want to make money? Who got in this business because you want to change your life? Right? If you got into this business because you want to make money and change your life, do not focus on systems as you just get started. I promise you, you're going to spend months and months and months or a ton of time, and you're going to get super frustrated because you haven't got a deal yet. Don't spend a lot of time here, but it's important as you get started to already have a system that keeps track of the basic KPIs for you. So we do care about the marketing method, right? And then if you have a sales rep, you would choose them here. If it's just you, obviously you can choose yourself. And then qualification notes, right? So we'll put the first name, last name, and then what I always have my VAs do, okay, is we do the 4 pillars. So what is the motivation, right? Okay, cool. I got the motivation. What's the timeline? Got it. What's the condition? Got it. And what's the asking price? Got it. Right. So I'll get, the basic conversation notes like, spoke to John. He really wants to sell because he needs to pay off back taxes, whatever, like anything specific to that conversation to put the qualification notes and then the 4 pillars of the lead, right? It keeps our lead structured and we get our 4 pillars. So it helps our sales team. We get it right there. And all we have to do from this point on, right? Is this too many That's too many 5s. So now we have his information. Let's do 123 Main Street. Okay. All the VA does is they submit that. Right? Once it's submitted as an opportunity, guess what? It hops right here. So you can click on here. You can see what happens when you put that information. It creates a property card, first name, last name, phone number, right? I can make a phone call within my CRM. It comes in as a new lead. We can segment it based on priority level, like all this cool stuff. And we'll talk about what this looks like for the sales team later. But it's important that if you don't have Bomb CRM, that's totally okay. If you have a Podio build out, look, that is all you need. You just need somewhere to put your leads so you make sure nothing falls through the cracks. Okay. If you're just getting started in this business, start generating leads. You want to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. You already paid for the lead, right? So it's important that you have some place to put them. If you have your own Podio build out and you want it to be similar to ours without buying Bomb CRM, we have a great team that can help you with integrations. You can reach out to me for that. Matt Beard at startvirtual.com. Like whatever you need to help you with, we're totally cool to do that. And we're adding websites. So if you want to like a professional facing website to send people to where you can actually, generate offers and you can get people's information so you can call them back or send web-based traffic, we're going to start offering websites with our CRM, and that's going to be totally cool. But ultimately what I want you guys to see today, regardless if you have Bomb CRM or not, you need somewhere to put your leads, and Podio is really cool and very helpful on that. Like you can see here on the left, like I just want to call all my new leads. I can find my new leads. If I just want to call the hot ones, right, I can scroll down to the left, only the hot ones. Perfect. These are the 2 people I want to call. And it helps us segment when we do our further sales process. But for the day, guys, just want you to see you need some place to put them. You need to have an organized CRM. The best CRM for your business is the one you're actually going to use. Doesn't matter if it's Bomb CRM. Doesn't matter if it's some other build out. Doesn't matter if you use REI Reply. Doesn't matter if you use, I don't know. There's a million different CRMs. Just whatever one you decide to use, pick one and stick with it. You don't need to spend a bunch of money on a $400 CRM. You don't need to go and, whatever. Like, even if it's Google Sheets for a while, ultimately I would not do Google Sheets because you want somewhere that you can easily access your leads and make sure they're being followed up on. The biggest reason why people don't succeed is not the lead gen part, right? They get the lead gen thing figured out with VAs and they get leads coming in, but ultimately it doesn't work out for them because they're not following up on their leads and they're not making their phone calls as the business owner, right? Because they don't have a sales rep. Understand that it takes X amount of phone calls, and we'll go into this later during the series, to get leads and get deals done. But the foundation of that is having some place to put those leads so you can segment them and call them when you need to call them, okay? Very, very, very important. So that's your guys' action item today. Get some sort of CRM so you can start putting your leads as you generate them and you're building out in this virtual markets. We're actually going to be doing an event, and I'm just going to mention it here. I'm going to mention it here, and then you'll hear me start talking about it more later this month and into July. We're going to be doing an event in August, and I'm super stoked about this. We're going to be doing an event in August where we're going to have 5 people fly out. They're going to hang out with me, Pace, and Cody. It's going to be a private event with 5 people, and we're going to build your business for a week. It's going to be like a week-long mastermind where day 1 for 3 hours, we're doing this. Day 2 for 3 hours, we're doing that, right? So for an entire week, we're going to build your business from the ground up, and I'm going to do it too. I'm going to build my business from foundation. I'm going to say, okay, what would I be doing from nothing, right? I'm going to get a virtual assistant that I've never talked to, okay? I've never talked to. I'm going to start doing my structure meetings like I coach you guys on. I'm going to pull a list. We're going to call, and I'm going to call the leads. And I'm going to show you guys, for who attends, it's going to be super cool. I'm going to build a business in a week, and I'm going to get a deal in that week from the leads that I generate from my VA. So it's going to be so sick, and I can't wait. That's going to be in August. That's just a little teaser about what it's all going to be, and we're going to be doing a crazy giveaway at the end of the event. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be in August. We're going to be talking about it more as like June, rolls on, probably closer to the end of June, and then ramping it up in July. But 5 people we're going to bring out, and we're going to build your business. And it's going to be an intimate setting. It's only going to be 5 people. Dude, it's going to be so sick. So I'm excited for that. I just wanted to mention it here because as I'm going through this, I'm like, man, this is going to really change a lot of people's lives. This is going to be something that you can actually use. Not a lot of talking, not a lot of storytelling, but practical things like boom, boom, boom. Week of just like heavy boot camp. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And you'll leave with a fully functioning business. Like, who would be excited about that? I'm excited about it. So that's going to be so sick. Fade, yes, we're going to be sharing scripts tomorrow during the free training. So don't worry about that, brother. We got you. So yeah, guys, this is your REI Rundown Day 8. So as you're just getting started, please have somewhere to put your leads and organize them. Understanding not all leads are a good lead. Okay. Make sure they're vetted on the 4 pillars. Be stringent. Be tight on what you consider qualifications. Don't accept everything into your system because otherwise it will bog you down and you're not going to get any deals. Okay. Because your first thing that's going to happen, right? The first thing that's going to happen as you get started, man, look, you're going to be doing your marketing, and what you're going to want is like, I want more leads. I want more leads. I want more people to call. You're going to get quickly frustrated if the people you're calling are the wrong people. Okay. If you're calling folks that aren't interested. So do not, I would say from the very beginning, it's much better to have 3 or 4 good leads than 40 that are wasting your time. Okay. So keep your lead qualification super duper tight. Make sure they're being vetted on the 4 pillars of a good lead. We'll go over that more tomorrow, but hopefully you guys are going to take the action item today. Go get your CRM set up and make some shit happen. Aaron, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing good, man. Excited to see you. So, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Hope you got some value from today. And if you did, as always, please head over to the YouTube channel, Matthew Beard. Hit that subscribe button. Go live there every single morning. Excited to have you. As always, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been about 20 minutes of fun today. I got to get to work. We got a sales meeting I got to hop on. So thank you guys. for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.